This tutorial demonstrates how to create the Horses Do report, which is a valuable tool for keeping your farrier practice organized and efficient. From anywhere in the full screen side of iForgeAhead, you can go to the menu bar at the top and click Reports. This will take you to the Reports navigation screen where you can click Horses Do Report. On this screen, you will select the options that you'd like to use when creating the report. You'll begin by selecting how you'd like the report to be sorted. It can be sorted first by location or by due date. We'll look at both of these options during this tutorial. For now, I'm going to leave it set at Sort by Location, then Due Date. In the center section of this screen, you'll have a list of clients which are either stables or horse owners. In this list, you're going to click the checkbox next to each location where you'd like those horses included on the report. As I'm clicking different locations, you'll notice that they're being added over here to this list so you can quickly see which locations you've selected, and there's a count up here in the upper right. We'll go to page 2 and select another location and then click Create Report. This will take us to a preview of the actual report, which can be printed and or viewed on the screen. The data in the report is grouped by location because that's how we set it in our settings. So for each location, then you have here a list of the horses at that location. And the information you want to focus on most is in these two shaded columns here. The first one says when the horse is due, and that is just a calculation based on the last visit date from the horse plus the number of weeks between visits. So here's your due date, and then the second column shows their next appointment date. If the horse is already scheduled in a future appointment in the system, that date will show up here. The ones you'd like to focus on are the horses that have an empty slot under the next appointment. Those are the ones that you'll need to work to get into your schedule in the appropriate time frame. Some other helpful information that's included on this report are the phone numbers of the location, as well as the account balance if the client owes you money at the time the report is run. Now from here, we can send this report to the printer by clicking this button, or we can go to Change Options to return to our settings page and make some changes. I'm going to leave the client selected the same, but now I'm going to check this option that says New Page for each location. This is a helpful feature if you'd like to print the report and give the pages to your individual clients so that they can see the list of their horses and when they're due. I'll click Create Report, and now when we view the report, we'll only have a single location on each page. You'll notice up here at the top it's telling us that we're on page 1 out of 3 pages. This first page just has one location. If we go to the next page using this button, we have another location, and clicking Next again will get us to the third location that we selected. If we print the report now, we'll have each location on a separate page, which is nice to distribute to your clients if you'd like. Another option you might like is to be able to email the report to your clients. This is available, but in order to email the report, you'll have to select only one client at the time. So let's return to Change Options, and we'll take these two locations off of the selection list. So now we only have a single location selected. We'll click Create Report. And since it is a report for a single location, we have a new option visible now that says Email this report. If we click that, we get a header screen here that allows us to set the parameters for the email. We have your email address here of who the email is from, and you have an option here to send yourself a copy of this email if you check this box. The To field is automatically filled in with the email address of the client that is used in the Horses Do report. The subject and message for the email is automatically filled in from your default settings, but you can change it here as necessary by clicking in either of these fields and adding or editing the data here. Once everything is how you'd like it in this panel, just click the Send button to send the email, or click Cancel. Now I want to show you where you can change your default email settings, and that's over here on the left under the option that says Change Defaults. This will take you to a settings page that covers a number of reports, and when you get here you'll click on Horses Do Report. This settings page covers a couple of areas we've already talked about, like do you want your default sort to be by location or by due date, and do you want to use a separate page for each location. Those are the same as on the settings page we just looked at for the report. Down here you'll see that you can change your default subject whenever you're emailing a Horses Do report by clicking in this field, or you can change the message text that goes with that message by clicking in here and editing the text how you'd like it. Once you have your message settings the way you'd like them, click the Save button here. And those settings will be used from now on whenever you email a Horses Do report. Let's go back to Reports and then the Horses Do report, and I'd like to show you the other option for sorting, which is by due date instead of location. If we select that option, the report will not be grouped by location. It will put all the horses in the list and sort them by due date. This is a good technique to use once in a while to make sure that all the horses have been covered. Again, you can select individual locations by clicking here, or you can click the box at the top to select all of your locations. This is a quick way to include all your active horses in the report. Click the Create Report button, and now you'll see that the report is formatted a bit differently. Again, it's not grouped by client, but is simply listing horses here with the information that we had in the previous version of the report. It's sorted by this column here, the due date. Any horses that don't have a due date will be at the top, and the reason they don't have a due date is because they don't have a last visit date that can be used to calculate their due date. After the ones with no due date, it's sorting by due date ascending. So you can scan through this list and see who needs to be scheduled, whether they've already been scheduled or not, and use this to manage your schedule. That concludes this tutorial. Thank you.